Hi guys, this is Ashton, and I decided I'm going to do some different kind of videos than what I usually release. This is going to be a series where I talk about my personal favorite Vocaloids, Utauloids, why I like them, why I dislike certain ones, stuff like that. I don't know if anyone will actually watch this, but I'm bored, and I feel like making it, and I think it'll be something fun, and something that'll give me something to do and to edit. Alright, so, my favorite unpopular Vocaloids. When it comes to Vocaloid, what I would consider the popular ones would be the ones that are included in the Project Diva video games, so Miku, Rin Len, Luca, Kaito, and Meiko, as well as Gumi, Gakupo, and Iya. So any of the very, very popular Vocaloids, I usually best include those 9. Because a lot of people don't know about a lot of the other Vocaloids that are available, and there are a lot. So, these are in no particular order. I plan on doing a favorite Vocaloid one in the future, so I'll list them in order then, but this is in no particular order. So first, let's talk about Utatane Pico. Pico was one of the first Vocaloids that I really came across, outside of the main 9. And he's always been one of my favorites, because he has such a large vocal range, because his voice provider provided both a masculine and more feminine voice. He can sound really, really nice, depending on his tuning. It is kind of often that you'll find him sounding really choppy and robotic, which does kind of turn me off his voice a little bit, and at times his more feminine voice bank is used in a way that I personally find way too high-pitched, which is a thing that I find with a lot of Vocaloids, and for me personally that turns me off of the voice. I like his deeper voice much, much more, or even his mid-range. And actually, with Pico, he has one of my favorite designs. It's kind of simple, especially if you look at the color layout of it. It's kind of reminiscent of the original Rin, Len, Miku, Kaito voice banks, of mostly using white and black, and then accenting with the associated colors for them, so with Rin and Len, yellow and orangish tones, with Miku, greens, teals, blues, with Kaito, blues and some yellow. And I really enjoy that. I really like very colorful voice banks, and I really like really simplistic ones. It's a weird thing. But I actually, if you've seen my other videos, I have a voice bank and a character called Koizu YAWA, and I actually based a lot of his design off of Pico, especially the whole USB tail thing. I really like Pico's design though, it's very unique and very clean and technical looking. Alright, next let's talk about V4 Flower. Flower is one of my absolute favorite Vocaloids, and the V4 update, while it didn't really change much from the original V3 besides the design, it is absolutely amazing to me in terms of the quality of the voice bank and the ability of the growl. In this list, you're probably going to see that I prefer Vocaloids that are designed to be used for rock and rougher songs rather than poppy, high-pitched, girly ones, and Flower definitely fits into that. I really like that Flower has a neutral voice, as in not exactly feminine but not exactly masculine either, and I really like the roughness to it in a way. Like, not roughness as in it's a badly recorded voice bank, but just the rough quality to the voice. It's very gravelly, and the growl that is available in the V4 software is absolutely amazing with Flower. It is what got me to like Flower so much. And unrelated to the actual voice, I personally am a huge fan of the design change between the V3 and V4 updates. It's just something that I really prefer. Next, let's talk about Cole. Not a lot of people seem to actually know that Cole exists. She's not very popular for usage, and I've heard from different people that use Vocaloid software that have tried to use Cole that it's because she's really hard to work with. She's not the best quality voice bank. So she's kind of hard to use. When she is tuned and used properly, she can sound absolutely amazing. And the choppy quality to her voice does sound really good with certain songs that are supposed to sound a little more tech-based than natural. There have been some really, really good covers using call that are supposed to sound more natural, but it's very rare. She's not usually used well. I've heard this before, and I cannot remember for the life of me what language it's supposed to be, but I heard that her name translates to shit in certain languages, and that might be a factor as to why people don't want to buy her, or that it's a running joke that her voice translates to shit when she has a pretty low quality voice bank. I think her design is cute though. It kind of reminds me of Luca mixed with Painon and Anon in a way. I don't know. Next we have Lily, and like Pico, this was one of my very first Vocaloids that I listened to. I think that she might actually be more popular in Japan than she is over here in the States. I don't know. My reasoning for saying that is that my cousin was in the Navy and was stationed in Japan, and she said that whenever she saw Vocaloid stuff, she saw a lot of Miku and a lot of Lily. And she actually got this figurine for me, and it's one of my prized possessions, but I think she might be more popular in Japan. I'm not exactly sure. If there's any Japanese viewers, please comment about that. I really like her voice as far as the actual tone to it. The best way I can explain it is really kind of husky and sexy. I'm personally more of a fan of the deeper voices, especially in female voice banks, because they sound a lot better to me, just they don't sound as sharp and annoying. It is really hard to show emotion with her voice. A lot of songs that originally use her, as well as a lot of covers, there isn't a lot of emotion to them. So there's songs like Jitter Doll, like Close to You, like Prototype, that are originally Lily's songs, and they're really beautiful. Except that Lily doesn't really show much emotion, it's very rare. So while I do like a lot of the songs that originally use her, it's more often than not that I'm listening to covers using either V4 Flower or Len or Namine Ritsu or other more powerful emotional voice banks. Next we have Nekumara. She wasn't one of the first ones I listened to, but she is one of my more favorite voice banks. She has a really large vocal range because she's actually released with a natural as well as a soft voice bank, and she can have a lot of emotion to her voice. It's weird, but a lot of the time I personally find that a lot of songs using her are off tune. A lot of the covers that use her, they don't actually match the tune, and therefore they're kind of hard to listen to, especially if you already know the song. And when it comes to her design, unlike with V4 Flower, where I loved the new V4 design update, I'm really not a fan of the Nekumara V4 update. They made this one that looks more mature, and they made one that looks more childish. It looked like with the childish one, they were kind of trying to cater to like the whole cutesy, kawaii, Harajuku street style fashion, while with mature, they just kind of tried to sexualize her. And I don't know, I liked her original design to begin with because it was really unique and it was really interesting, so it was something that I really enjoyed. And then they changed it so drastically, which I get why they would, but for me personally, I just don't like it. Lastly, we have Otomachi Una. This voice bank, she is fairly new to me, and I absolutely adore her. You'll find, really enjoy voice banks that have really strong growl qualities, where they're rougher, more gravelly sounding voice banks. They're suited very well for rock and harder type songs, and they have this gravelly kind of growling tone to their voice to begin with. Una definitely matches that aspect, at least in her spicy voice bank. I have kind of come to the consensus from reading what other people have said that while she has a spicy and a sugar voice bank, no one likes the sugar update. It is kind of shit, and a lot of people agree with that. so it's more common that you're going to see her spicy voice bank used, and used in a good way. Her sugar is kind of supposed to be like Rin's sweet voice bank, but it just doesn't work quite as well. Her spicy voice bank though, oof, a lot of people enjoy it. I enjoy it. I also really enjoy her design. I love how colorful and fun and kind of punk rockish street style Harajuku kind of kawaii it is. Like, the color scheme is very cutesy, kawaii based, but at the same time the actual layout and design is very modern rock, colorful pop. Like, it's a mix of rock and pop, and I really enjoy that. Just, it's a very unique design, and it's really colorful and fun. Alright guys, so those are my 6 favorite unpopular Vocaloids. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is a series that, as I said, I'm going to be continuing. I have at least 5 other videos planned for this series. Feel free to like, comment, share if you enjoyed this video. I honestly doubt that anyone's really going to watch this, but again, it's something fun for me to do. Thanks for watching.